Hello and welcome to Ready Set Indie Games. I'm Ready Set, and I hope you all are having a fantastic evening this evening. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. I am Ready Set, and on my channel I predominantly cover indie games. So you're gonna see predominantly indie games on my channel, and I typically stream Wednesdays and Saturdays, usually at 10:30 p.m., but I may have to switch that to 11 because my sister and her fiance sometimes don't leave until after 10:30, so we might go back to 11 p.m. But hi Dan, hi, hope you're doing well, hon. Hope you are doing well. But we have 4 games. Turn my mic up a little bit. Okay. Let me see. Well, it's already turned up, so I might have to add game. Let me see. But it's already turned up, so. Yeah, certain ones will, because that was just the way they were recorded. And if I keep changing them, it's I can add game for sure. But yeah, some of the indie game moments are going to be louder than me because of the way they were recorded. Hopefully that's better. I'm hoping that's better because, like I said, some of them are going to be a little louder than me, so. But yeah, that's okay. I mean, if it works better, then I rather go ahead and turn up the, add gain to the microphone, you know. So tonight we have 4 games that we're going to be playing. We are going to be playing Isle of Jura, which is a preview, because the game releases Friday. Then we're gonna do Mago, the Villain's Burger, which is a demo of the game Mago. Spiders Everywhere, which is going to make me rage. And then Torum Online, in which there is a chance that Dan is going to play with me. So yeah, that is what we are planning on doing for this evening. So let's go ahead and get started. Mago, the Villain's Burger is the free game. It is the demo to Mago, and then there's an actual game coming out. So, and also hello Draconadu, hope you are doing well this evening. Let's go ahead and bring up our game, and that is going to be Isle of Jura. So
Grandpa must have left me this book to help me understand Lumia better. I've never seen it before. Seems like it has detailed information about the seed and Lumium plants.
There you go. I goofed that. Whoops. Whoops, I kind of goofed that there.
I wish I had more time to read it. I often saw Grandpa use this strange object to maintain the alien technology around the house. I'll take it with me, just in case. Oh, And there's the key. Okay, I'm ready to leave the house now.
Okay. Alrighty. And I did check all. Okay, there it is. I was like, I checked all of these before we even started stream. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. These are the things that happens. Okay, so let's transition back to the main screen real quick because there were some things I forgot to do. You know, there were some things I forgot to do. You know, that, you know, tends to happen when you wake up late and you don't get to, you know, do what you're supposed to be doing, you know, as far as setting up for stream, you know, because I had to kind of rush, so. But nonetheless, I just have to set up my stream deck because I like to be able to make markers for my so when I go back and do the highlights, it's so much easier. So I didn't sign into my stream deck was the issue. And so I have to sign into my stream deck. But while I'm doing that, let's talk about the crazy thing that happened today. So, one, today was National Pizza Day. Okay, so it was National Pizza Day. So I decided that I was gonna get my son, you know, some pizza. And they delivered the wrong pizza. So yeah, they delivered the wrong pizza. But what ended up happening is I called them and they ended up giving us the right pizza, and I got to keep the second one, or the first one that they messed up on. So that was pretty cool. That was, you know, kind of like the highlight of my day, so to speak. Alright, let's go ahead and restart the game. Exactly. Exactly. Like, sorry we screwed up. Have a free pizza. Alright, let's get started. There we go. And so our first game is Isle of Jura. And this is going to be coming out this Friday. And it is going to be across all PC, macOS, and Linux. So I'm going to start a new game so you guys can see it from the beginning. Of course, if you use !GOTW or simply click on the link there. It doesn't look like it's playing the music though. I think I have this set up for, yeah, when I did my no mic stream. But if you click on that link there, it'll give you a list of all the games I'm playing tonight, and of course the information for Awa's Legacy, where you can pick those games up from, and a price if there is a price. But majority of the games that we're playing tonight, with the exception of this one, are free to play. So let's go ahead and start a new game so you guys can see it from the beginning. Alex? Hey, Mom. How's it going? Made any progress? Nope. At this rate, I'll never come up with an idea. Hey, now, there's no use getting frustrated. Okay, so the one thing that's bothering me, because I think this is coming to early access, is if we know that it's her mom, it shouldn't be question marks. Shouldn't it say mom if we already know that it's her mom? Is how I kind of look at it. What exactly do you need for the report? Specimens, data, other stuff. How about a trip to the islands? Your granddad always loved going there, unless they're gonna give the mom a real name. But other than that, it should say that it's mom. Okay, but what's even out there? Well, there's plenty of fish to catch at least. 1 week later. Welcome to the Eye of Jura. You're lucky it was such a smooth crossing. It's usually a lot more rainy. Anyway, you said you were here to see your granddad's old friend. Well, I'm here to finish my biology report. But yeah, his name is Donald. Good old Don. He's lived on the island for years. Okay. He's usually up at the lake. That's one of his favorite fishing spots. Thanks. No worries. Feel free to explore. The locals aren't shy. If you need anything, I'll be right here. We're gonna kind of explore for a second before we go talk to Donald. Ironically, I really like the art style in this. Mom's letting me camp out in the garden. What are you doing today? I'm here for a fishing trip. That's so cool. I once saw a really big fish. Mom said it was a rare one. I was in the sea near the waterfall behind the lake. Thanks. I'll try and catch it. Good luck. One thing I can say that I had issues with was the camera, because you cannot control the camera in this. Hi there, you must be Alex. That's me. I've heard a lot about you from your granddad. He mentioned you were visiting Jura for the fishing. Sort of. I need to finish a biology report for my degree. The ferryman said you might be able to help. Well, if you're looking for specimens, there's plenty of aquatic life around the island. Tell you what, I'll reopen the shop for you. In the meantime, take this fishing net. You'll be able to catch a few things in the river and along the shore. Wow, thanks. No problem at all. Now go catch some fish. I will, Donald. First, switch to your net with the X button. Boop. Now press the right trigger. Make sure you're in a shallow area. Now wait for a fish to appear. Press the right trigger again when the orange marker is in the green area. Nailed it. Got a starfish. Fish you've caught will be added to your journal. Catch another fishy. You out here fishing with a net The oyster? Yeah. So to get her out of that, you are going to be hitting the, I never know what the, to me it's select. I'm old school. But I never know what it's called on the Xbox One controllers. But it's what used to be select. The crab. Okay. Let's see. Hi there. What can I get for you? Or what can I get you? Oh, I'm not here for food at the moment. I'm Alex. I did hear that someone was visiting. I'm a bit short on stock at the moment. If you have any fish, I'll be happy to buy them. Got some fish to sell? I've got some. Okay, so once you sell to her, that's it. There is no getting it back. So now that I know that, just remember to be careful. See if we can get more fish. Yeah, the clam. I wonder if people actually fish this way too, though, like with just a net sometimes. Another clam, so we're gonna get clams out of here. But I thought at first if you hit the buttons, it would speed it up, but it does not. You just have to wait for that animation to kind of clear itself out. Ooh, a sea snail. You just have to wait for her to, like, just put it away. I would say that what they should do, in my opinion, what should be done instead is the ability to, like, skip out of that. Because that has to be at least a good 4 to 5 second, like, hold. So it's about 7.5 seconds. Yes, I literally just counted it. So it should be an option to kind of like skip out of that. Yeah, so about 7 to 7.5 seconds is what you get out of that. Can I go in here and fish, or is this a no-no? Freshwater shrimp. Yeah, that's my only gripe with it so far, is that it takes forever. That and the camera. I'm not a big fan of the camera. Like, I want to be able to control the camera. I love the art style, though. The art style is gorgeous. And the game is very relaxing. It's just the 7-second hold when she gets a fish. Yeah, it seems like it's an old school camera. Now, if that's what they were going for, then that's fine. You know, if they were trying to go for like nostalgia and go with the old school cameras where it was hard to, you couldn't control the camera, then I can respect that. Oh, we're getting to see snails now. But like that's like a 7-second hold. Okay. I was a little confused. See what we get out of here. Freshwater shrimp, okay. But yeah, that hold is like 7 seconds. Exactly, we're getting a lot, Okay, and now I see an issue. There's no way to get out of here. Yeah, I can't get out of the water here. Okay, maybe we can. Okay, we can. Because I was gonna say, yeah, I goofed. I can't get out of the water. But I did. Now that, what's this? Purple sea glass, okay. Let's see what we get if we kind of fish here for me. Yeah, no jump or climb in this, which is interesting. But again, if this is supposed to be kind of a relaxing game, I guess they figure why would... Ooh, is that a hermit crab? Yes, it is. I guess they look at it and see, like, why would you need it? Like I said, for me, my only issue is, like, really the camera and that 7-second hold for every time you get a fish. This is true. Because I am trapped in knee-high water. This is exactly true. Oh, that's a shame. It would have been nice to look through here to see, like, out in the horizon. I'm kind of afraid to go in the shallow water. Let's see, maybe go over this way. Because I wanted to see what we get out of here, too. See if we get anything different. We got a froggy. Guess we having frog legs tonight. Alright, let's see what happens if we talk to Donald. Maybe he'll give us a fishing pole. Looking to buy some equipment? Yes, please. Basic fishing rod. It's $50. We do not have 50, so we got to go back and sell, and I have to remember where she even is. Wait, is there a map in this? No. Okay, so another thing that needs to be added is a map. I found it, but I would like a map too. Got some fish to sell. I've got some. Alright, now we can go back and buy the fishing rod. Fried frog, exactly, frog legs. Which ironically, I actually like frog legs. Looking to buy some equipment? Yes, please. So now we have a fishing rod. Float fishing is used in lakes and the sea. Cast into the water with the right trigger. Wait for a fish to bite, then press the right trigger when the float goes under the water. Okay. Nice. We got a trout. We got a trout. See, now that one was like easier. Probably shouldn't have went out that far. What is that? A bass? I be guessing it like at the last second, like a bass? Yeah, it's a bass. We'll fish for one more and then we'll get ready to switch the game. Because this is a preview, because the game does come out Friday. Just so you know. So if it does interest you, again, you're going to want to hit !GOTW or simply click on the link there. And that's going to take you... I picked up a sword. Okay. It does the 7-second hold here too, it seems. I'm gonna count it. Oh, I thought it was under. It was not. I don't want to go too far out. I lost it. We'll see if we can get one more fish. And then we'll switch games. carp. Yeah, so it does the 7-second hold there as well. So there's one more fish that we need to catch from the lake, and one that we need to catch from the sea, and then we will finish this part of the journal. But let's save and quit. I think it actually kicks me out. Can frog be bait? It didn't look like it could. I don't think there's bait in this. And again, I'm just playing this for a little bit. But it didn't seem like I had bait. Like you didn't have to use bait when you fish in this. So, but again, that is the Isle of Jura or Jura. And again, it's going to be available on PC, Mac OS, and Linux. And you'll be able to pick this one up on Friday. And again, I do want to take the time to thank the developers and publishers for reaching out to me and providing me with a copy of the game to play on tonight's stream. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go ahead and get ready to move into our free-to-play section. Because I had another game that I was supposed to cover, but I ended up not covering it tonight because I got to figure out how it actually plays, so it was confusing. Alrighty. We are gonna go ahead. We're gonna wait for that to change up, but while we're waiting, the chat discussion question was running through the chat, and tonight's question is, are you a soup or stew kind of person? And if so, what is your favorite soup or stew? Myself, I tend to like stews. So I'm really into, and this may sound generic, but I'm really a beef stew type of person. Like, I love beef stew, so. And it kind of fits because we're talking about Mago, the villain's burger. So, so yeah, you know, that actually, you know, that actually kind of worked out there. That segue kind of worked out right there, so. But let us go ahead and start with Mago, the villain burger. This game is gorgeous too. Like, I love the old, like, the indie retro. This is already on my wish list though, so. Like, I really like is just a demo of Mago. Mago is going to be coming out, but this is the free-to-play demo for that. Okay, so I goofed. I didn't realize there was a time limit. I didn't realize there was a time limit. But now I know. That's what got me last time. And I don't think I had to start all the way from the beginning. Okay. Exactly, that's where I kind of got messed up at. Because I'm like, how am I supposed to bounce that far? That's how. I forgot he could run. I've been taking it like cautiously, but I forgot he could actually run. So that's how you would do it. You have to run that part. Got it. I totally forgot he could run. We finally made a checkpoint. Dang it. Oh, cannot jump that. Okay. Gotta be careful. That was dirty. That was dirty. It blamed me. I'm like, I don't know what that was, but sorry if I'm quiet. I want it. I wanted it, but it would not let me have it. A feathery race, okay. Let's see what this is about. Yeah, it looks really cute. I was a little confused. And welcome, War Machine, to the stream. I hope you are having a fantastic evening. Appreciate you. And thank you for that follow. Oh, that one's really good. I played the demo for Katara Fables. I really enjoyed it. That always plays me. That one always gets me. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it automatically, like, makes you die there. Got it. Yeah, there was no... I needed to hit the other one, and I have to start from the beginning again. I don't think I ever hit a checkpoint. Oh, these checkpoints are like... few... Like, oh man. That's fine. Oh my goodness. So as long as you don't... give it one more go. Because the next game that I have is rage inducing. So I know it's not going to get played for too long, but I did want to show it off because it looked really cool. Like, how do you get through there? All right. We're gonna go back to the map. And so that is Mago, the villain's burger. Again, this is a demo to Mago, which is coming out soon. This one is going to be on PC. I would love to see this one come to Nintendo Switch as well, though. But if you like what you saw and you want to give this free-to-play game a go, feel free to click on the link there, and that link is going to take you to a document that's going to give you all of the information for the games that I'm playing tonight, where you can get those games, as well as where you can get the games from, and if there is a price. But for tonight, most of our games are free to play, so. Alrighty, so we are going to move on to our next game, which is definitely Rage. See, if it comes to soup, I like wonton soup. If it comes to soup, but I'm more of a stew person, so I like beef stew or any type of a stew, to be honestly truthful. I just realized my microphone was not all the way down too, so that might have been a reason why you guys couldn't hear me. But let's go ahead. We're going to switch to our next game. And that is spiders everywhere. Just spiders everywhere. And if you have arachnophobia, you might want to step away for the next 15 minutes or so. Mainly because this game has spiders in it, you know. They're cartoon spiders, so they don't bother me. The ones that bother me are the ones that look like legit spiders. So, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play spiders everywhere. Little baby poop and spiders everywhere. This one is rage inducing. You can play this with controller. Yeah, I was just saying, like Australia, where they're like knee high, like no. I'm gonna play easy mode. And this is little baby poop. Wolf spiders. Now you see why. This game's really hard. I got pretty far that time. Yeah, I love the art in this. It reminded me a lot of Cuphead. And that's why I wanted to show it off. Like, I know I'm not gonna probably get that far in this. I really threw my poop at it, but... Jumping spider got me. And I like that too, it changes each time. Yeah, like I said, this one's rage inducing. I didn't have a choice. I was going to be sandwiched. I didn't have a choice. I tried to also be the jumper. I'm gonna try that anyway. Let me see. That was my fault. Well, it's always gonna be my fault. Then I fell and it got me. And then he doesn't like throw his poop fast enough for me. we'll probably get ready to switch this, and then I'm going to move on to the last game, which is going to be Toll Room Online. But I wanted to show this one. I'm not good at it, but I just wanted to show this one off because I thought it was really cool. And then again, it's a run and gun game. The only issue I have is that he doesn't throw his poop fast enough. I kind of got a little further that time. But we're going to stop the gameplay there. Little baby poop and spiders everywhere. Like, I love the art style because it reminds me of Cuphead. But it is ridiculously hard, even for easy mode. But if you like hard and challenging games, please go ahead and give Spiders Everywhere a try. Like I said, I just really wanted to show this one off. So that those who did not know about it would kind of know about it, so. Love the music in this too. Like, legit, it makes me want to watch this cartoon. Info. Wow, this was made by Godot Engine. I did not know that. Alrighty, so our last game we're gonna get ready to play is Toll Ram. So let me update that because it's a free to play as well, and it looked interesting, so I ended up downloading it just to give it a go, basically. My toes. Oh no, what's wrong with your toes? But let us go ahead and do Toll Room. Nice. Oh man, nice. That was a nice pun. I love it. I love the pun. That was nice. Let's see. Let me bring up Toll Ram. And I think Dan may be joining me. I'm not sure. If not, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and play. Okay, did you want to be on Discord when we play, or... Actually, no, we're not gonna play because the game is under maintenance. The game is under maintenance, so yeah, we are not gonna be playing Toll Room online. I forgot they were doing maintenance. So the game won't be back up until tomorrow. So I have to figure out another game to play. Yeah, that was odd because I didn't have another game like lined up. Let's see. I'm legit trying to find another game. Yeah, I didn't have another. Oh, well. Let's see.
Our son is dying.
We could do that. That's fine. We could do that. Well, now Steam's restarting. But yeah, we could do something like that. That might actually work.
I need to find out where the seed is located. Grandpa must have left me this book to help me understand Lumia better.
I like to go through and see what the sales are.
Information about the seed and Lumium plants. I remember Oren telling me how the plants are able to absorb Lumium from the ground.
Cave crawler.
I wish I had more time to read it.
It's just been a crazy week for me. I'm actually shocked because I was also going to suggest Escape Simulator too.
Oh, and there's the key. Okay, I'm ready to leave the house now.
But whatever, okay, let's do Escape Simulator. That way we don't have to do the, weird thing there. And then I will call you on Discord because it's better if we were both talking on Discord, so. Because I'm gonna have to set this up so that Dan can be heard. Hello. Hopefully you're coming through. I don't know if you're coming through. Let me see. Let's try that again. Let's see. No, you're definitely not going to be coming through. Not like that. Let's see.
It sucks like a bad now. Shoot.
That's on you. You did that to yourself, sir. You did that to yourself. All right, so
I mean, I did it to myself, but it's fine because that's a good song.
Let's switch this over to Escape Simulator.
Indie Imprint, welcome on into the Indie Brigade. We are here looking at an adorable, cute ghost hopping around, being all fluffy.
Oh yeah, Little Ghost is actually a really good game.
I'm gonna pet that ghost. I'm gonna pet it so good it'll come back to life.
It tells you too. Hey, random night or random night. I have a hard time pronouncing it. Yeah,
you gotta say it faster.
What Dan said, but welcome.
I probably butchered it too. I don't know.
But we're gonna play because I was supposed to play Toll Room online, but the server it's down for maintenance. So Dan and I are gonna play some.
We're gonna play some FIFA Soccer 92 now.
What? You by yourself on that? I mean, you know, like, no,
FIFA Soccer.
You on yourself
the only actual soccer game I actually liked back in the day was VR Soccer, but that was it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like the avatar.
Oh my. Hello, lady in the back.
But no,
of the game.
You by yourself with that FIFA. I'm just gonna put that out there.
How you doing?
Just gonna put that out there. You are by yourself with FIFA.
I see two avatars that look pretty nice on the screen right now.
What? Oh. Not funny. Not funny at all. So
But,
I'm gonna
all
let
right.
Dan start up the game so that he can provide me with the code and Discord, and then I will log into the game. Or
Okay,
wait,
yep, I
isn't
like
there
to.
a streamer mode? Or did you already send me the invite? All right, you already sent me an invite. Let's do it that way.
Right.
That way I come right into the game. Now I haven't tested this to see if it's gonna capture on stream. To be fair.
This is all improv.
Yeah, this is because at the last minute I did. Okay.
I'm trying to find us a good map that probably be a quick download.
Okay, that's fine.
So, embezzle the sweet letters of words into their ears as I... Okay, toy box. Here we go.
So for those of you that are not familiar with Escape Simulator to me, and I don't know, Dan, you can pipe in, but to me, is one of the best escape room games that's out there.
I think it's one of the few. Like, I don't even think I've seen any other ones.
Well, no, there are some other ones, because I know Hour a Day had played one with a bunch of developers.
That's what I'm saying, a few, because I haven't seen too many others.
And technically, they count games like The Room as escape, but this is the first one where it's more so co-op, and it is not letting me in. I think the game froze.
It's weird, because I actually see you in my game right now.
Yep, I think it froze on my end, though, because, like, legit, it's not doing anything. So let's try that again.
Alright, let me refresh the room.
Okay.
Alright, I'll do another invite.
It just froze. It
does that from time to time.
It does it from time to time, but it's not frequent enough to where it ruins the game. First puzzle, make the game work.
Exactly, it's reverse Saw. We're not trying to escape Jigsaw. We're trying to get.
I had to update.
Oh, did you?
That's what it was. I needed to update. Okay, so play game.
That would do it.
First puzzle, make the game work. The game works. Huzzah! You have completed the first puzzle.
Achievement unlocked. GG.
Okay, if you want to go to that room again.
Okay, looks like it's downloading currently.
Yeah, it's not letting me get it at all, though.
We could try a different one here. Hold on.
Well, like, no, the game keeps freezing on me. Let me log out of the game and then send me the code in, like, either on Steam or Discord.
I can do that.
And we'll do it that way. Because Steam just legit updated, too. So I'm going to go back to the save screen while I put in this code.
Right, there's that.
I
think one of these days, is on Discord.
Okay. Let's do it this way. I have my phone sitting here, so I will grab... Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot that my avatar is going to mimic what I do. But I'm going to see if it works this way.
The avatar's closing her eyes going, someday we'll be able to do a puzzle.
Yes, of course. My avatar is like, one day. One day.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Let's see. Yeah, it is not letting me join the game.
Oh, let me completely back out of the game.
Okay. Because I just came in and then you left, so you're probably going to have to...
Yeah, I'm doing a hard exit to kind of refresh everything real fast.
Okay.
Because I do that from time... Like, me and her have to do this from time to time with the game. Oh, I got an update too. Well, I see you, game. I see you.
But it was the toy box that you were downloading, right?
That is true.
Okay, so I grabbed it because it was on my daily picks. So I did grab it.
Very good. Now we're going to be able to enter the game and play it with one another.
I want that one too. It's called You Need to Talk, and then it's called 2 players. Oh, why did I do this?
It happens like that. There you go.
Send me the code? Okay.
Yeah.
Play co-op. Join the game.
I gotta scroll all the way down, I think.
There we go. Let's see. Because I did just... How do I do the walk and redeem on the channel for now? Well, for you, it is free 99. Okay, there we go. Let me,
I just do an improv if I'm, like, getting... Okay, so which one do you want to do first?
The toy box. Do the toy box. Because it's coming up on my end, so we'll do the toy box.
It sounds good to me. We'll be sure to do this. We'll solve the puzzle together. Let me show you my pocket watch. Oh, we're back here again.
Oh gosh, not again. So you're gonna find out in this that Dan will find the tokens. he has a habit of finding.
What the fuck?
Where did you go? Where did you go?
Click the toy box.
Oh, okay.
Make it stop.
That was actually pretty cool.
4,000. I'm sorry. It looks like there's a price tag in the back here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put those there just for the heck of it. So the combination is 4-3. How you doing? I'm gonna scroll through here. What the heck is this picture on this?
It's the thingies over here. I picked up a key.
How many points?
Kind of do need the. How many points? Yeah, I mean, if Dan and I continue to stream like this, then yeah, I would add a redeem for walking for Dan on here. Is it 1, 1, and 1? Because I'm like, or do we have to pick up these blocks and it gives you the number? I keep hitting this key.
I assume then, sweetie, this would be a walking simulator.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 4, 3, maybe.
Damn it! I was really proud of that pun.
What?
I had a pun there, and it just flew over your. It just flew around, and then it just. I'm sad.
It's okay. You will live. They walk. Oh, I get it now. I was trying to solve the puzzle. Dang it.
I'm just putting.
Don't you start with me, sir. I will fight you.
I'll be a sassy muskrat up in here.
4350.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. It's what the heck is this picture on this this tag here? That does
I
not.
just told you it's these over here, but I don't understand the puzzle.
Do we have to stack them?
Oh, wait a minute. I thought that was a square. It's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change the yellow to a 5.
Oh, whoops.
Somebody don't know their colors.
I'm gonna take you over my knee. All right.
Nailed it. Okay, so we got this chess piece here. That is a queen.
I'm gonna.
So I am stuck. Babe, I'm stuck.
Maybe you learn your lesson and get
like
the
when
references.
It came down and stuck. It made me get stuck.
Oh, we're literally playing a game of. Okay. Hold on. Let me try pushing you out. Let me get into your personal bubble and push you out. What is this peg here? So that would be. What is it? Is there a way you can unstuck?
No, I'm stuck.
Don't worry, I'll solve the puzzle. I think, anyway. Man, how the heck do we push you out of there?
The pegs go over there.
No, like it looks like you have to play Battleship, and it's like
Legit,
Queen,
the
and then
pegs are showing 435.
I know that, sweetie, but I'm doing it like this. You're supposed to match with the cruiser ship here, I think it is.
Is that a ship? I can't tell because I'm stuck.
I'm sorry.
It was a trap. And then I got this key.
What?
There.
Wait a minute, twists.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Oh, what a feeling. You're trapped in the sea. Can you click out of here? Hey, how the heck? Am I guessing this one then?
Yeah, because I accidentally got stuck. I can't.
Oh, I figured it.
It won't let me out.
Oh, come here, Cuddle. Come on.
This puzzle is horrible, and I'm gonna give it a thumbs down.
Hold on, I'll get stuck. We'll get stuck together.
No, it doesn't work. What does that say over there?
Okay, this looks like we're gonna.
Well, you're gonna, because I'm stuck.
I can tell you one thing. I'm not very good at being put on the spot. Looks like we have to match these pictures with the thing here.
I can't believe I legit got stuck on the puzzle. There's no way to get unstuck. So I can't, like, show off what the puzzle is even saying.
Rubik's Cube.
What's the letters you have?
It looks like they want. I'm trying to move these a little bit out of the way here too. It looks like they're trying to have so this right here would be backgammon. So they're having us
Okay,
pick the
because
first
what
letter.
I'm seeing is that there are lines that are in color amongst the blacks, like the little black dashes. So maybe you need to look at it and put it in like that.
Yeah. So whatever order it is, I'm trying to grab. Man, they're not playing fair.
No,
All
they're
right, so-
definitely not. Since I got stuck.
Okay. What the?
Can you walk through there?
Nailed it. Can you get out?
No. Yeah, I can't get out, so the puzzle is a bust. Alright. I'm thumbing it down. Due to me being stuck in the middle of the puzzle. It gets a thumb down for me. Like it was, to me, it was a good puzzle until I got stuck.
That's funny.
So it gets a thumb down for me. What did you end up rating it?
I gave it a thumbs up because I feel like I accomplished something.
Yeah, it got a thumb. If I could have gave it 2 thumbs down, I would have. Because it like I saw
Okay, you see
that
the lobby?
one like I'm getting it now.
Okay.
Because it gave me the temple hallway.
Yep. Looks like we're ready to go.
Because I got stuck on the puzzle, you know, which was like horrible.
That right there in itself is also a pun. I got stuck on the puzzle.
It is. Touche, sir. Touche. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, kind of having some hard times with the escape simulator.
Hard times, baby.
But, Base. I have a feeling those are gonna be Okay, I just picked up a, let me turn this way so can you see it or no?
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of like a map. I don't know if it's the map for this particular room or if we need it for a different room. So I will hold on to it though.
We got a key.
There was a key over there?
There was a key.
Okay.
Cucumber. Ugh.
Did you just throw that key?
No, it's in my inventory.
Okay. Did you? Oh no, you can't use that. I was gonna say, can you use the key over here? But no, it doesn't look like you can.
The chest says empty.
The chest says empty?
Come look.
There's a chest over here on the other side. I don't know if you can use the key to open it though.
Chest goes in this one over here.
Oh, that's nice. It goes in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what if that's a map for the rooms?
It could be.
So there's something, because we went in the front room, there was nothing. You said the key goes in here.
This room. That diagram is for this room.
Yeah, okay, is it?
Yep, so I can't see what the map says at the moment, but you can see right here there's tiles that you just click on.
Okay, so we came in, you want to click on this tile. And then across from me in that upper corner. Nice.
Okay, so we got ourselves
what's in there?
Statue, some coins. So I'll let you grab that.
Because it says 10... Wait, what did it say? 10 kilograms? Something that's greater than... Did you take the statue?
Yeah. I thought you were having problems picking it up.
No, you can take it. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Oh, greater than 10 kilograms. So both of us equally were larger than 10 kilograms.
Right. Okay, got you. What's in here?
This right here looks like we gotta put the statues up on here in whatever order. I think. Maybe. I'm just making up crap as I go along here. I don't know.
Well, it didn't seem like that worked. No, your statues...
Whoa, what?
Right. What the heck?
Babe?
What did you do? I leave you for 5 seconds. Ah, okay. I've never heard of that stew. Or soup. I'm gonna have to look it up. But you were right. Here's your statues. You want to put them here.
Where are you? Okay.
And there, you grabbed the statue, right? That's not the order there.
I don't think this is even a statue that's supposed to go with these. I'll just leave it there, though. I think there's probably one more we're missing.
Could be. Or they're not in the right order.
I found a ball. For me, I like a good kale soup. Now, the kale soup, of course, what it is like a verde soup, or it's basically like potato, linguiça, or Portuguese sausage. Usually put onion in there. You usually cook it down with a beef bone or a pork bone, and like really good flavor. I'm running with my ball in the house.
Oh God.
I got the
okay.
chair. Runs through the house with a chair again.
Oh.
Sounds yummy.
I was gonna say maybe there's a statue back here we missed.
A classic Native American dish. Sounds really good.
Because for
Very
myself,
hearty.
I like I said, I tend to like stews. But there was this soup that I really liked that my dad used to make, and it was like a potato soup. I don't think that's it, babe.
Well, I'm trying to reunite these. They're all trying to have a conversation with one another. I'm trying to. They're trying to talk to one another.
It was a potato leek. It was like potatoes, and my dad would put like a meat in it. It was like potato and meat soup, or stew, technically, stew or meat, or it was really good because he would put the meat in there, and the meat would kind of make the base for the soup. So
It was actually a barbecue soup. I made like a very long time ago.
I think I might have it. It was a statue on the Sphinx there. Because that was a pyramid statue.
Like a pyramid scheme.
Or these pyramid statues go somewhere else.
Maybe.
Because I got 2 of them in my inventory.
See, if I can ever cook on Twitch, I would just straight up make like a kale soup.
Did you try putting that ball on there?
No, I wouldn't go.
Okay.
Can I see that paper?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I threw that vase on the ground. What else?
What? Go to your room.
Wait, what's this? Wait, let me see these statues. That one had a statue in it. And I'm wondering if it's supposed to be the order in which you're supposed to put.
Could be. Did you all get like that weird feeling like there's water in your ear, but when you go to, check it out, it's nothing really in there?
Yeah.
Can't stand that.
Oh. This music is very relaxing. But nothing there, that was just...
I got Steve Martin's song there, King Tut, stuck in my head now.
So what was in this thing with the key, huh?
Not a clue. We're missing a key. And I wish we can glitch it out like that other thing where we threw that chest and the key fell out of it. Like that weird glitch.
Oh. That's not it. Yeah. You're just breaking the...
Yeah. Trying to see if I can figure out anything about the Sari... Wait, what? How do I click? Oh. Might have figured it out. He got big balls and I got big balls. That song's stuck in my head now. No, AC/DC, you get out of there. Your songs are very repetitive. You get out of there right now. Alright. Alright, does it go in here?
Oh.
Like, how did they expect me to solve this puzzle? Like, they give me a ball, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing with this ball? And they won't tell me.
Mm. Where are you?
In the first room. Oh.
This way?
Yes, found the key.
Nice.
Do 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 do.
It would be this way, wouldn't it?
Do 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 do.
Because it looked like that thing that you stuck a key. You better not have thrown that key. Where did you go?
You have to make the sneakiness. Oh, your favorite kind of puzzle.
Oh, well, there's the statue. I'll be taking that.
Devilish.
Because maybe this gives us the answer to that puzzle.
Maybe. Maybe it's Maybelline. All the way around.
What do you mean?
Wait a minute, how about that first room with those blue statues? Hold on.
Wouldn't it be a jackal there?
Hold on. I have to run over there and look. Alright, first statue was the jackal, second was the pharaoh, and the third was the eagle. So jackal, pharaoh, eagle.
Another one of those balls and a pyramid was in here.
Okay.
I grabbed the pyramid statues. You want to come grab those? Yeah.
I'm gonna grab these balls. Alright.
Let's see.
Alright, does it go in here? Yep, the golden ball goes in there. So it looks like that black ball goes in there then. So I pointed the inspiring game dev your way to start learning about what communities of people and people they can talk to. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Whatever.
Oh crap! I had the ball in my inventory this entire time. Oops. I had a blind moment. Don't mind me.
It's okay. You're allowed.
Okay, so we have both balls in there.
I want to know what these three...
This ball doesn't do going there. Where does this ball go? Yeah, like when it comes to ready sets, you know, like the community that's around what she does, she loves to definitely engage and she's usually in the trenches when it comes to playing mini games, and it's sort of like it's always cute because I'll hear her feeling so like she'll be talking about it afterwards, and she's probably like, "Danny, shut your mouth." But no, she'll be like, "Danny, it's so cool that you know," and she'll say insert name here, and she'll be talking about it, and she's just so humbled how awesome the community is and the indie scene.
Yeah, that's true. I do love my indie games. I do. And even if the game, you know, may have some issues here and there, I'm the type of person, instead of saying, oh, this game is trash, no, I'm going to tell you, like, you know, this is what I feel was wrong with the game. And for me, this is what didn't work. I'm never one to really, because to me, just saying, you know, there it doesn't help just to be like, well, this game is trash. Well, why is it trash? Why do you feel the game is trash? But saying the game is trash or the game's stupid, I don't believe in things like that. I feel like you should give, you know,
constructive
criticism. Thank you, because I couldn't think of it for a moment. I'm like, my brain's all over the place. So, like, the first game that I played tonight, I was like, well, for me, which was Isle of Jura, and I was like, you know, well, for me, I didn't like the 7-second hold that the game had. Every time you caught a fish, there would be like a 7-second hold, and I felt like that was a little long. Or I didn't really care for the camera unless they're going for nostalgia, where the camera angles, you know, you couldn't control the camera back in the day. And if they're doing that, then I can respect that, you know, but I didn't care for the camera in the game. But I did like the art style, so I always try to look for both positives and things that can be improved on when I play my indie games. Because I'm the type of person that I want to see all indie games succeed, you know. And it's never going to succeed if you're just bashing the game.
I feel like, too, it's like a lot of developers will get this type of flack from people who are just playing the games, and half the time you'll have these people collecting these games, and they're just, so it's 5, 7, 2. There was a chest that had all the numbers. But they'll just grab the game from whatever developer, and then they'll just be like, just bashing the game, making fun of it. Or they'll find a game that's free, and they'll just make fun of it. Sorry, I just let up what went out. Basically, they'll be like, "Huh, look at this silly crap," or whatever, right? And so I'll be listening to them. Huh?
Another pyramid statue. Go ahead, though. Sorry, I was just telling you what it was. It was a pyramid statue. But like you were saying, they'll just find games to play and then
to make funny,
to make fun of it. Like, and I feel like that's wrong because
it is wrong. It's like
to me, it's like, what if I went to your game, you know, or a AAA game and started ripping it apart and making fun of it? You know, you wouldn't appreciate it, so you shouldn't do it to indie games.
Well, I think, too, is like I'll see people who will grab genres and not really into it at all, and they'll just tear it apart, and they'll just keep mentioning, well, I don't like this genre. I don't even know why I'm playing this. And I always think in my head, okay, so for me and any game community content creator, when you're grabbing a game, you should always look at a game that interests you, intrigues you. Now, this is not being a biased thing. This is like literally you go gravitate toward things that you are educated with, you like a lot, and just play those games. And if you happen to get a game from a developer or a dev or whatever, or a PR person, you just grab it and you play it. If you find issues with it, you don't, you know, pardon the expression here about the cuss here, don't shit talk it. You go and you look at the game and go, okay, what's wrong with this game and why don't I like it? And you go, okay, I like this part, but this is what I dislike about the game. The more you bring up points like that, the less likely you're just gonna less discourage the developer and actually get what you want out of it, which effectively is the best out of the genre that you enjoy. I feel like when people go around, they just bash and smash every genre or whatever because they don't like it, then just play it anyway. It takes the purpose out of the entire content.
Can I put statue here?
Maybe.
Oh, can I put statue there? Because, like, for me, I do like to try to play different genres that I'm not comfortable with, because I like to push myself. But before I go into it, I will say, now, this is not a genre I usually play, you know. But even then, I still give feedback, you know, constructive criticism, you know. And I will always say, like, well, this isn't something that I normally play, but this is what I liked about it. This is what I feel didn't work for me, you know, because even if it's a genre you don't play, getting that feedback could eventually make you a fan of that genre. Is how I look at it.
And it depends, too. It's like there's even subgenres of that genre you don't originally like. And some people, like, for example, don't really like tower defense games.
Right.
They played Loop Hero, and they were like, wait, this is awesome. And that game, like, literally is kind of like a defense tower game, but it isn't at the same time. Like you're on an infinite track, but technically your character is the monster that's on the track that's going against all these enemies, and in turn you're taking care of the enemies and all that. And it's like one of those type of genres that, again, it could be done so many different ways, but if a developer can think of a clever way to, hook somebody, I think it's great. With people, when they pick out games, they'll usually just pick out, for example, there's the hot thing is usually BR games or whatever. For myself, I'm not really into them. Like, I'm more into, like, the Battlefield, kind of shooters. If I'm in an open area and I could drive a tank or shoot a whatever kind of gun, I'm cool with it. But if it's like, if you put me in a big BR game like that, I am bored out of my head. So whenever I see people play those games, they'll gravitate them towards them for like 5 seconds and back away. Whereas,
wait a minute, I wonder if they go in here.
Exactly, like there's certain FPS games people can enjoy. Like usually people who don't like FPS games can play titles like Portal or whatever and really like it, or even some of the classic FPS games. Like those are more up people's alley than the newer stuff. That kind of on the rail a little bit, but it's like really dependent.
Hey, come here, come help me.
What do you need?
I figured out that those pyramids do go on here, but I don't know which way they would go. I don't know if they go from short to tall or tall to short.
Take the tallest one, put it in the middle. No, put the second tallest.
Maybe it's tall to short.
Small don't like tall. All right. There's gotta be something around here somewhere we can look at.
I was gonna say, but they definitely do go here.
Yeah,
and I bet once you do it, the Sphinx drops something.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's like classic for me in classic FPS shooters. I really enjoyed the 2001 games, like around that area, even Daikatana, for example. I enjoy. It's not a bad game, but it's like at the same time, I know people don't like it, but like that's my thing with FPS shooters. Like I can like certain ones, but then there's others I really enjoy. Like, yeah, like this is gonna make me scratch mad forever. Like, you got Ultimate Doom, for example, that gorgeous one there. You have Doom 2. And like more recently, they're actually coming out with Power Slave Exhumed, which I'm really looking forward to. Which is they're taking the PlayStation 1 / Sega Saturn version of Power Slave and making it, pretty much bringing it to PC finally, which I'm very happy about.
I've never heard of that game.
Oh, Exhumed / Power Slave?
Yeah.
It was on PC. It wasn't the best game in the world, but it was kind of like I would say more like Duke Nukem / Doom, but it was more of a silent protagonist. You didn't have like one-liners coming out of the guy.
All right, Drake County dude, you get you some rest, and thanks for watching the stream. And there was a thank you for watching.
Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. You get some rest. You put that pillow underneath your head, and you dream of succulent soups and brews, as well as some broth soup.
This puzzle is driving me nuts. I feel like that one man where like, just let me leave. This dream's on one. Exactly. Exactly.
That sounds like that to me is like Dr. Order.
Exactly. I was like, ah. Oh, I feel like because once we solve this, we'll probably, I'll probably wrap up stream once we solve this.
The vase is here.
Okay, let me see.
Bring that booty to the floor.
Oh, okay. So tall, short, medium, okay. Mm-hmm. So you tell me, and I'll, do it.
Soup and booze, and sipping all of that, you just be out of it. Like, what happened with my life? I was just sitting over here enjoying a good soup. Wait, what? What's this? Okay, babe, I'll let you grab the golden ball.
Didn't you have other ones?
I had another one there, but it's already placed. This one.
Wow, that took us forever. That one was good. I'm gonna thumb that one up.
Me too.
I didn't get stuck on the puzzle. Literally didn't get stuck in the puzzle.
I'm stuck in the puzzle, babe.
Are you serious?
Yeah, look.
Okay, let me see. Cause it's doing the pan, like the pan view. Did you get out or no?
I'm still stuck. Click stay. Babe? Babe, look at the door!
Okay.
Flip her out. No, flip her out. There you go. Help me! Oh no, you're trapped in here with me!
Did you hit stay? Yes. But yeah, so that is Escape Simulator. Really fun game. It's something that Dan and I play quite often.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten into because you can actually create your own escape room by going to workshop and hitting create. But I haven't gotten into it yet. But we do play a lot of the like community rooms and things like that. And overall, like I said, for me, Escape Simulator is one of the best co-op escape room games that's out there. So if you're looking for something to play, exactly, like if you're looking for something to play for like a date night, or you just want to play with your buddies and your friends, I would say pick this one up. I enjoy it. Like, I played the demo and fell in love with it. Or Dan and we played the demo and fell in love with it. And for Valentine's Day, an early Valentine's Day gift, I ended up getting a copy of it for the both of us so that we could play the games and whatnot and solve, because we like these types of games. So if you're into puzzle games, I would say pick this up.
And to think, I gave her chocolate covered strawberries, and she gave me an infinite way to play a video game.
Hey, look, I'm just that type of person. Like, don't get me wrong, the strawberries were fantastic, but I like video games.
It made me giggle too, because you were like, kept giving me avatars of tears. I'm like, oh, and she's like, you got me the white chocolate ones. Oh yes.
This is true. This is true. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna drop a marker and then transition back, because I am going to get ready to wrap up stream here. I do want to thank everyone for tuning into tonight's stream. Also, thank you, Han, for playing Escape Simulator, because Toram was they weren't strawberry covered chocolate indie games.
Now I know how to send boxed editions.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm the type of person, I just like video games, and, but when I get things like that, like when Dad surprises me with things like that, it does warm my heart. Because it's like, oh, he actually thought about something that I never would have thought about. Because let's face it, I'm kind of, video games are my jam. So when it's something different, it's like, oh, like when I got it and I saw them, I was like, wow, these are amazing. And they were really good too. They were really good.
Shadow Realm.
But we are gonna go ahead and end stream for this evening. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into tonight's stream. You all have been fantastic. I will be back hopefully Saturday evening, because I do have a sleep study that I have to do Friday into Saturday. But I'm hoping that I will be back on Saturday and trying to finish out Alwa's Legacy. I'm trying to get it done before the 26th or by the 26th of February, because next month I'm going to be taking a hiatus from streams because I have some things that I have to take care of personally for the month of March. So that's kind of what's going on. So I will be taking a hiatus. So I'll be around on like Twitter and in other streams, but I won't be streaming myself in the month of March. And I hope to come back in April, hopefully. If everything works out, I should be back in April. But I'm going to take the month of March off to take care of some personal affairs. So, now normally I don't have anyone to host, so I usually just throw on like the relaxing music channel because it's already almost 1 o'clock. So,
it looks like, man, I noticed something at the dead of night. Everyone and their grand cousin Sally are all playing Dead by Daylight, Final Fantasy 14, and some random niche AAA game I forgot about like 13 times already. Like, I kid you not, I say this though, I forgot this game existed until I literally just saw Kingdom Bound's playing it just now. Because I'm looking over going, Quantum Break, I just bought that. Oh, I look over at my shelf and like, oh crap, I still need to play that.
The new, isn't that like New World? Which I was watching this thing and apparently they banned people very quickly in that game.
What was it?
New World from Amazon. I think that's their new MMO.
And there's another one that's coming out from them as well. There's a Diablo-like game called, what the heck was it? I always forget. Lost Ark. Like, it's...
like, oh no, not that one. That one's already dead. Like, oh. Like, really? Like, oh no.
Okay, yeah, because like Lost Ark looked pretty cool. Like, I'm not really into the whole open PvP thing though, because like if I'm playing like a dungeon crawler or whatever, I just want to go and just leave me the hell alone.
Oh,
just let me...
Lost Ark. Is it out yet?
Yeah, it's coming out here pretty soon. Yeah, because like I was sitting here before, and I was like looking at it, going, "Oh," because it looks like they were slowly kind of allowing people to pre-download it. But it's like 70 gigs, and I looked down what my requirements are for the game, and I was like, "Yeah, my computer's gonna blow up when I play that game." Like, I'm not fronting. And it looks great. And I mean, my thing with so far with Amazon is they're doing a good job with some of their games. Like so far with at least New World, it looked good, but I wasn't into the whole style. Like, I'm not really huge into the whole let's wander around and people gank my ass, or, you know, not really into that. And then I looked at Lost Ark, and Lost Ark looked pretty good, but it's, again, I know my computer's going to blow up trying to run that game. So I'm just like, okay, I'll safely sit over here. But, yep, it's a free-to-play one, which is very surprising.
Yeah, well, they had that other free-to-play game that was only out for, I don't remember it completely because I know we played it for a little bit, but it was out for like maybe a month and then they closed the servers down. It was supposed to be like in competition with like Apex and all of that, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it didn't even last that long.
I'll post the game, like Lost Ark, for everyone who's curious. But it's like February
it was like 2
11th.
weeks long or something. Like, it wasn't even that long. Like, it came out and it was like, oh, this is cool, and then bam, they were like, yeah, we're cutting down the servers. Like, oh.
Well, it was like a Battleborn when that one came out. Like that, I'm not really into MOBA games, but that was one of the few games I actually really enjoyed. It was kind of similar, I guess, for a lot of people to the Smite as it was to, you know, people like Smite as opposed to liking, what was it called? Dota 2 or some crap like that.
Right, because I used to play the crap out of Smite until I got hit with the toxicity or the toxic behavior from the community, and I was like, yeah, no.
Well, my thing with Smite was like the toxicity in that one just like I was playing the early entrance access thing for it, and I was in there, and it just half my team were just being rude, and I'm like learning the game, getting used to the laning and all that, and it was like constant crap talking to me. And it was like, well, if you're trying to encourage me to play better, don't talk down to me. Like, don't punch down on me. Just tell me, okay, dude, this is what you're doing wrong, blah, blah, blah. Constructively tell me what I'm doing wrong. Don't be yelling like a 5-year-old because I'm taking you out of your camping spot like it's Call of Duty or something. Just say, hey, look, you're screwing up there. This is how you do it. But, you know what I mean? So it's like, for me, in behavior in games goes a mile. Like, if we're playing in a team together, treat me like I'm a teammate. Don't treat me like a little punk kid on the street. With the fact that Blizzard decided they want to do that Diablo mobile game, my freaking brain melted because, like, they took some other game that they reskinned it with, and I forgot what the heck it's called anymore.
I know it was like a Korean mobile game or something, because it was a really big controversy, like, thing about that, like, that they had, like, took this mobile
I think it was Chinese,
from
actually.
either Chinese or Korea, and they were really going at it, like, no, that's our game, and y'all just reskinned it. Because I looked into the Diablo Immortal on my phone and it still says pre-register, but now that Xbox has Blizzard Activision, it's like, what's going to happen. I know a lot of people are saying they're like, oh, World of Warcraft will now probably come to console.
Well, they'll probably make it free to play pretty soon.
Exactly. Now, if they did that, I might go back to playing WoW, but...
See, my thing with World of Warcraft, by now, because of everything that's happened with them, they should just made the game free to play, and obviously because they're restructuring everything in the behind the scenes, and I'm not going to go into the political stuff with all that stuff, but it was like, the game itself is not the problem. It was like, if they need to rebrand it, then they should have made it free to play a long time ago anyway. I mean, all their competitors have already done it, and they're blossoming. And besides 14, which 14 now just dominates, it just forget about it. Everyone's playing that game now.
I will admit, I like 14. I do 225 hours in 14, and I always tell people, the reason why I like 14 over WoW is because, like, okay, prime example, I started off as a Lancer. That was my first class. I started off as a Lancer because I was going to be a Dragoon. I was sold on it too. Like, I'm going to be a Dragoon. And before you knew it, I went from being a Lancer to being a Dancer. So...
Oh, actually, you're from a Dragoon to a
no,
Bard.
I still haven't gotten Dragoon.
No. I was saying you went from a Lancer to a Bard to a Dancer.
This is true, yeah. Like, and I like that I don't have to go back and make, multiple characters. I can just be whatever class I want to be based off the character that I choose. I also started off as one race and then ended up changing to, as Dan would say, a Taru. Fail is what they are in 14. That's understandable. Some people do say that for them, Final Fantasy 14 is a little anime-ish.
Well, the funny thing too is, like, back in the day, people wouldn't go to WoW originally because it was way too cartoonish. Because, like, they were more into EverQuest. Yeah. And so they were playing EverQuest more often. Which EverQuest 2, I still love that game, but like, what was it? Granado Espada. Oh, jeez. I just thought about Granado Espada and my brain just alright, so Granado Espada, like, you literally, that entire game is like the ultimate idle game. Because all you did was literally take your characters and you had a group of characters, I believe it was, and you had them sit in some forest somewhere and you had them kill a bunch of whatever soldier things, and you went to bed, you woke up, and all that stuff was leveled. And it was like, that was the entirety of the game, and I was still wowed how that game still existed for so long, and then it just eventually went boop.
I've never even heard of that game until just now.
Because I used to play a ton of, like, old, back in the day I used to play a lot of Korean MMOs.
Okay.
And so you had, like, Grand Chase was one of them. Maple Story was I played it for a little bit. I wasn't much into that one as others were, but there was that. There was Fly for Fun, which after level 40 I stopped playing it because it was about to cost me money to play it, because you have to literally put money into the game to unlock classes. Like they make you do it. So I was like, yeah, after spending many hours beating up on these BAMs or these big ass monsters, I'm done. I just stopped playing it after that. And it was like that was for me my realm until I, settled on just playing 14 for a long time, and then I felt drained because it wasn't because the community was bad either, and people are fine, but I was drained because I was constantly being muled to be like a paladin, and that's what I just now whenever I go in a game for a paladin, I have to either not be tanking, I want to be spanking some monsters. I don't want to be the tank anymore. I'm like, oh. But it's like. I think too, it's like the funny thing is a lot of people have now ruled out because originally when EverQuest 1 came out, a lot of people said, oh, this is an EverQuest clone. But now because I've seen what happened here, now a lot of people compare every other MMO to WoW or Final Fantasy 14, believe it or not, because 14 is kind of more of a unique bird than it actually is, though it's more in similarity to Final Fantasy 11 than anything else. That's why it's like a lot of mechanics in 11 were very complicated because they actually it was very clunky, I guess, because you have to use like the number pad and all this stuff to play it a certain way, and most people, yeah. EQ was like definitely EQ 1. If you were like a hardcore tabletop text adventure fan, that game was for you. Like it was like the perfect game. Now they modernized it a bit, so it's not as bad to play, but it was funny because then you had EverQuest fans and Blizzard fans with World of Warcraft going at each other's neck, and it was funny to watch. Like, I'm not going to lie. It was very funny to watch. Yeah. I know what you mean. I remember that one. Poor Ty's like, what the hell are these guys saying?
No, I mean, like I said, for me, I got into MMOs because of World of Warcraft, and for me, what started it is I was in high school. I had just graduated high school, and a buddy of mine was like, hey, they were like, hey, Ty, you should try out this game. And I was like, oh, okay. And I tried it out and I got hooked. And it was funny because like my sister was making fun of me and I was like, well, why don't you just try it while you're making fun of me? And then she tried it and she got hooked. So we used to play, like I said, out of all the games I've ever played, I'm pretty sure I got over 10,000 hours in World of Warcraft because I played from 19 until like off and on. Well, I played like steady from 19 to like the age of 30, and then for the last 4 to 5 years it's been off and on. But then I switched over to Final Fantasy 14, and because I used to be what I like to call a WoW snob. Like when Rift came out, I tried it and excuse me.
Rift was good.
And I bashed it because I was, really dedicated to World of Warcraft. And I'm like, oh, this is like WoW. This is like WoW because that was the only MMO I had played. And then as a content creator, when developers give you games to play, that's how I kind of got into the other. Yeah, I was a WoW snob. Like, you couldn't tell me any other MMO that came out. I always been like, oh, they copy World of Warcraft. I was a WoW snob, and like it was no other MMO but World of Warcraft. Like I missed out on playing like Guild Wars, or Guild Wars 2. Yeah, this is a great game. I missed out on Guild Wars 2 and stuff because I felt like World of Warcraft was just the most dominant MMO. But then, like I was saying, as I got to be a content creator and developers were giving me games for their MMOs and stuff, it was like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. And I really started, and that's what started pulling me away from World of Warcraft. Like, because for me, the issue with World of Warcraft now is because they went retail to try to make it more comfortable for like children and things like that. And when they did that, it ruined the game for those of us that, like, I remember back in the day, you had to grind for gold to get your spells. Now they just like, these are the spells you get. What if I don't want those spells?
Yeah, they made it for more casual players. Like, people were just kind of like, they don't even know what the fuck is going on in the world. They're like, I don't know how to fucking play an MMO. Oh, you just do this. Oh, and then that's it. That's pretty much the summary of it. The game's pretty much won at that point. Yeah, for me in Guild Wars 1, like, I gotten pretty far in it because I learned how to solo in the game. It wasn't because I played. It was weird too, because like usually play an MMO, you play with other people, but I learned how to solo in the game because you had NPCs you could run along with, and so there was endgame content. I usually always tried to solo it. There's a few things I obviously couldn't at all, but with Guild Wars 2, I thought that game was awesome because it was different because you could explore, and I love the explore feature in the game, where you could do jumping puzzles and all that. I thought it was like an incredibly creative MMO. It was a little bit different from most others, but now it's like a freaking ghost town. And my thing with WoW is like I don't hate it either. People think because I'm talking saying, "Oh, it's casuals." No, the thing is I liked WoW's concept a lot. I thought it was a cool game. It's just nowadays I think a lot of people, like my problem is the people who dislike every other game because they only look at WoW. But then if you tell them what you're playing and they go, "Oh, you're playing that," you know what I mean? So that's the problem I have. It's like, well, I'm playing what I'm playing. You're playing what you're playing. What's the problem?
Right.
And yeah, that's what people kind of misconstrued. It's like I don't have an issue with WoW. I think WoW could be extremely fun, especially playing raids and all that. That could be like amazing. Right.
Oh, okay.
By Bethesda. I get you. Not Bethesda. Brain fart. What the heck is Blizzard based? I'm thinking of a totally different company. Holy crap! What time?
I was gonna say Blizzard is in California, as far as I know, because that's where they have BlizzCon.
Yeah. I was thinking of freaking Bethesda. The heck is it?
Really?
Maryland, rather. Oh, okay.
Well. Oh yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that's perfect. Like, yeah, you probably didn't have a lot of issues being next to the headquarters there.
If you have an issue with the server, you knock on the door, bring some donuts. So guys, can I play the game?
All right, we got into a conversation, and that's okay. You did. You interviewed there once.
Okay.
But we are going to go ahead and end the stream because it is 1 a.m. here, and I do need to start getting ready for bed because I do have to get up in the morning. But again, thank you everyone for watching the stream. You have all been amazing. I'm probably at this point now just going to put on the music channel, or there's this new channel I've been watching that does video ASMR. Probably just do the music channel. But you all have been fantastic. Thank you again, Hun, for playing Escape Simulator with me. Sorry it had to change so quickly. But as always, this is Ready Set Indie Games. I am Ready Set. He is DanVanDam.
Oh man.
Please be safe and keep gaming.
Keep gaming.